Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I saw this preacher, because like some mornings, just hanging out with my mom, she'll be watching like preacher shows and stuff. And there was one preacher in particular where what he was talking on, it didn't really come off as like he's trying to motivate people. It just more so seemed like that he was trying to get us to have this mindset that nobody in this world should have. All right. So the thing is this, in this podcast episode, I will be in a way talking about how to make money, but it's stuff that we already know. All right. And also, I wanted to kind of, not make it seem like I'm going against this man and, what he believes and who he is and all that stuff. I'm a Christian myself. He's also a Christian preacher. So I don't want nobody trying to, make it seem like that, because I feel like people will go and they will, hear this and they're like, oh, TMossBoss, he got something about like this Christian preacher. I'm like, nope. Not it at all. I just overall had an issue of how he had worded some things. And yeah, it was about, owing money. And here's the thing, the best way to figure out your owing money problem is by working. Like, I think a lot of people forget that there's this thing about us that causes us to, really be motivated and work. And here's the thing, it's like a lot of us, if not all of us, and I would assume that all of us will want this, but we gotta work. And yeah, there's some people in this world where they expect things to be handed to them, here's the thing. Throughout the time I have been a content creator, I never once had that mindset of I want my money to be handed to me. I don't want to earn my money, because no, there is at a point in time, and that's where it's like, if you have a dream, follow it. All right. Because it shouldn't even matter how much money that you are making, whether you are making any money from it, or if you're making a little bit of money from it, or if you're making a lot of money from it. But you should always have that love and passion like it is day one, and you are so excited to, to do whatever dream you're wanting to do and stuff. But no, when I started content creating, I wasn't, of course, I wasn't making any money. I wasn't partnered. I had nothing, all I had was, and the crazy thing is like, when I look back at when I originally started back in 2010, I didn't want my face to be shown. I didn't want my voice to be heard. I decided to walk into this new world being so scared. And the thing is like, that's a lot of the times what you have to do. You have to walk into this world being scared. Because the thing is this, as the time goes on, you develop this strength where you're no longer scared. And that's what it was like, as the time progressed on. And with me, it was like, okay, my voice wasn't all high pitch. And, I didn't really care about what I looked like. That's something that, I don't particularly care for. Like, no, I mean, it'll get to me, like, if, okay, let's say for an example, if there's a girl that I'm attracted to and she says that I'm ugly. Yeah, that'll probably get to me. That'll probably cause me to, work out a little bit, change my appearance, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, that's not going to stop me from, being who I want to be, and that's being a content creator. So yeah, if there was a girl that, and that's the thing where it's, I've been called a lot of different names when it comes to content creating, but that's not going to stop me. It's going to take a lot, but that's the thing. I don't know the limit to that. And so that's why I'm like, yeah, it's like words. It's words, bro. Words is words. And that's overall, like, something I wanted to say about this preacher and what he was saying. Like, his words is just words. Like, you can live by what he says, or you could go out and change that perspective of what he was talking about. Because I feel like his perspective of things, it's like, yeah, he's making it, because he was saying like, oh, like we're a slave because we own money to all these different like providers or whatever, like Visa, MasterCard. And I'm like, bro, that's our choice in life. If we want to be in credit card debt and all this stuff, I'm in credit card debt. A lot of people are in credit card debt. Is it something that we are working on? Yes. But in order to get out of credit card debt, what do you have to do? You have to work. You have to make money. You have to have something that you know that you really can just go at it with. And that's what it, like, a lot of people, what they seem to forget, you know, like, oh, okay, like, and that's, and, you know, and it's to talk on that too, where it's like people will find themselves in struggling situations. I mean, there's, you know, people that just got out of college and they got all this college debt and stuff. And that's the thing where it's like a lot of us forget that we got like a working bone in us. Like, we can go out and work. And I think a lot of people, they're so afraid of doing that. But it's like, bruh, I feel like this is your time to start your business, start your podcast, start your content creating career, start something. But you have to have it where that love and passion for it comes first. And I think a lot of people are all like, they hear me say that. And then, yeah, they're all like, oh, well, let me go start out a podcast. Let me go start you. No, the thing is this. I want to do this. Do I make a whole lot of money from it? No, I do not. Do I make a whole lot of money from content creating? No, I do not. It is enough money to just get by. That's it. But it's not the ideal dollar amount that I want to make. But the reason why I don't trip about it is because I love it. I love doing what I'm doing. I love being up in the middle of the night, working on videos, streaming, coming up with, you know, new ideas, new games to stream, whatever it is. I love doing that. I love having just hundreds upon hundreds of videos to still record, edit, upload, all that stuff. So to me, I'm like, with content creating, it's just, it's who I am. I've developed a love for it. I've developed a passion for it. But it doesn't make me a slave because, oh, I know I gotta continuously keep doing it in order to whatever the situation is. It's like, no, this is what I want to do. I love doing it. I don't think, but that's the thing, you know, getting back on debt and all that stuff. I don't think nobody loves being in debt. But overall, though, they know if the thing is this, if they have a passion for something and they continuously keep going for it, and even if it like worse comes to worse, it's like you'll figure out a way. That's everybody, and that should be everybody's, you know, motto in life and stuff, where you'll figure it out. Because that's what a lot of us, you know, what we end up doing at some point in time. We end up figuring it out. With me, with content creating, I'm like, okay, I'm not making enough money. What should I do? Oh, well, look at that. Sponsorships. All right. So let me go and get sponsored by some people. Get sponsored by some people. I'm making more money. I don't, you know, I feel like I'm not doing enough with videos. Okay, let me create some more channels. Oh, well, look at that. I'm adding more to my name. Freaking streaming. I'm like, okay, you know, let me go pick that up. All right, cool. Streaming, podcasting. I'm like, okay, let me go pick that up. Podcasting, TikTok, all that stuff. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like you can't just settle with one thing and then just think. You gotta, bruh, I'm telling you, with whatever it is. So let's say you want to be in the fashion, right? Okay, you gotta be able to wear fashion and to create fashion. Okay, you gotta market yourself when it comes to fashion. So that means you gotta go out and about wearing, you know, whatever it is that you make and things, or whatever the situation is. But it's like, you know, you gotta like work with it. You have to like work around it. You have to do everything to it to make sure that it becomes a bigger it, and even a bigger it, and much more bigger than what you ever imagined. Because with me and content creating, it's like I don't have no limit of what I'm like, you know, what I'm here for. I have no limit for it. I have no limit for, you know, how many videos I want to make. I don't have no limit for how many streams I want to do, how many podcast episodes. I don't think, okay, well, I think I'm only going to record 100 podcast episodes and then that's it. I don't even see myself stopping at 100,000. I don't see myself stopping at no number. I see myself going to keep continuously doing it over and over and over again. Yeah, I've developed hate throughout the years. So what? So what? think people, and that's the thing where it's like a lot of people, they think that with it, you know, like you're gonna, with whatever it is that you want to do, you're gonna have doubters. Everybody's gonna have doubters. That's the thing where it's like whatever it is in this world that is preventing you from doing something, fam, everybody's either have gone through it or they're going to go through it. But it's, you can't avoid it. You can't. The thing is this with content creating, even though it was something that I never started thinking of at the start when I, you know, very first got into it, and then even when I started taking it serious in 2015, I never thought of the hate. I never had thought of the hate, the negativity, all that stuff that comes with content creating. But then once when I started dealing with it, I was like, oh, okay, well, that's crazy. You know, the fact that I made somebody that upset. Am I gonna stop? No. Should I stop? No. The thing is this, what you need to understand, especially with hate, if that's how that person feels, that's how that person feels. You can't change how a person feels. So the thing is this, if that's literally the most easiest thing in this world, where, and you guys sit down and think about it, right? Like, just, you know, using content creating as an example, there are millions of videos being uploaded every day on every platform possible. You add up the amount of videos that is being uploaded every day. And let's just say just with content creators alone, all right? People that are, you know, trying to market themselves and all that stuff. With content creators alone, there are most likely millions of videos being uploaded every single day. If my words, if who I am as a person, okay, so happens to upset them, that ain't got nothing to do with me. All right. Now, the reason why I say that is because it could have been anybody, but you got to ask yourself that question. Would they have still had this same hatred towards me if they didn't know who I was? Let's just say I was just another person walking down the street. They didn't know who I was at all. Do you think they still would have had that same hatred? Or let's say they wasn't even into content creating and hating on content creators and stuff. Do you think if they would have seen me down the street, they'd have been all like, oh, well, I feel like I would have hated him at some point in time. Yeah, now I gotta go and harass him and do all this other extra stuff. No, they wouldn't. That's the thing that a lot of us need to understand, is that haters don't know us. Yeah, they know us, but they don't know us, if that makes sense. They know the YouTube and the TikTok and the Twitch streaming and the podcasting. They know that version of you, but they don't know you. They don't know you as a person. They don't know what you go through. They don't even want to imagine what you go through. They don't. Because if they did, I feel like if haters remotely had to live in my brain for 24 hours, they would cry and they would feel bad for me. But that's the thing, though. I'm like, this is my life to live. I'm not here to live other people's lives. I'm not here to, you know, try to figure out other people. I'm here. I feel like my purpose here on earth is to help people, you know. So when I hear, you know, others come out and they're saying things, and I feel like that will overall put a person down, that's where I come in and I say some uplifting stuff to help that person get back up on their feet. Because a lot of us, we are laid out, we are tired, we don't know what to do, we don't know where to go, we don't know who to talk to, and that's why a lot of us, I feel like we go through some of the most troubling times, and a lot of times it's alone. You're going through some of the most troubling times of your life alone. And that's something where it's like, fam, I go through it still till this day. I go through some of the most troubling. I feel like I'm going through a troubling time right now. And it's so stressful. It is so stressful. But guess what? It is life. That is what life is. Yeah, and the thing is this, it shouldn't be, but that's why we are here to better it. And I think that's what a lot of us, it's like we need to be at peace with ourselves. And I feel like when we are at peace with ourselves, we're not sitting down thinking about, oh, I'm a slave to whatever provider or something because I'm paying this bill or I'm doing this or I'm doing that. We shouldn't look at ourselves that way. We shouldn't look at ourselves as a burden, an inconvenience. We shouldn't look at ourselves in any negative way whatsoever. We should look at ourselves as the future leaders, as people that are going, because here's a deeper meaning behind my purpose, because I say that I'm here to motivate people and help out people, right? I wanted to get to the point where whatever I'm saying to that individual, that when they come across somebody that also needs some words of encouragement, whether they want to send them to me or they just want to help them out themselves, my thing is this. I look at myself as a general, as some sort of leader, right? And the thing is this, I don't want to lead, them into I guess what, my battle? I don't know. But anyways, I want to be able to lead a person into being a leader themselves. So whether they want to, if they know somebody and they're all like, oh, I know this guy, his name's TMossBoss, blah, blah, blah. Or they can be all like, well, I remember what this guy told me. And then, they proceed to give them some, heartwarming, just something that can, really just help them out in that time of need and stuff. But yeah, because it's just, we shouldn't look at ourselves as in a negative way. And I feel like a lot of us do that and then we accept it. And I'm like, nah, man, we shouldn't accept that. We shouldn't look at ourselves in a negative way for any reason. All right. So anyways, but yeah, pretty much how I'm gonna end this off. Keep your head up, all right? I say that to a few of my friends at times when they be going through some stuff, but I'm like, nah, keep your head up and stay motivated and all that, just keep going in life. Because a lot of us, yeah, we struggle, all right? But we get through it, all right? So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. You know what? No, I ain't going to do none of that promo stuff because I feel like it was a little bit of a serious episode. So anyways, thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.